how good you are, how good you think you are, invincible, whatever things do happen. Like I've even used that in my car in a car accident where I didn't have a cell phone service before. So not even hiking, my GPS has saved me.
Useful. Yeah.
And it's just good to have. Sometimes, it depends on what the summit conditions are about to be. Goggles, face mask, for wintertime. Since we're in the winter now, right now, I guess I'm in winter mode talking. Um, but, not much for ultras I don't take with me. And I know that's not the best role model. But like I said, I'm pretty confident in my abilities. I always have some way to start a fire. Usually I have a lighter at least in my pocket. Um, Hand warmers. Even in the summertime, I'll have a couple even in my pack just in case. You never know. They're good to, put if you didn't start to experience. I've been to almost pre-stage hypothermia to where I had to be warmed up and, pack up a couple hand warmers, shove them underneath your armpits, down in the groin area. Those are the fastest ways to warm up a body. So that, suggests that had to be done to me once before. That was very scary. But it was a learning experience. We all do things.
Mm-hmm.
And it was because I was wet in the wintertime, and that wasn't a good scenario to be in. But
But you learned
thankful that I
from it.
got out of it. I did learn from it. So thankfully, nothing happened there. But basically, just bottom line is be smart. Um, know what you're doing out there. If you're not confident in your abilities, um, don't push past those. Learn from people. Go out with some other experienced people. Learn from them. Take everything with a grain of salt and formulate your own strategy to attack because everybody's different. And that's what I tell everybody. All I can tell you is what I've gone through and what I've experienced and what works for me. Take it with a grain of salt and have fun. Be safe. Have fun. Formulate your own system. That's half the fun is figuring this stuff out and how to do it anyway. So,
Yeah, absolutely. So you've hiked in so many different places. So in your opinion, what makes the Adirondacks a unique spot?
oh, it's home. Um, and it's home for me because that's where I grew up. I grew up in the Utica area. So I wasn't too incredibly far away from the southern Adirondacks, but from the big mountains up in the northern Adirondacks, it was at least a few hour drive. Um, but I grew up here, camping and stuff with my family all the time in the southern Adirondacks, and they've always been a part of my home. But the more I've grown up and the more I've been in that hiking community and spend the time in that area, Lake Placid, Keene Valley, Wilmington, wherever you are, Saranac Lake, wherever you are up there, it's such a tight knit community, and everybody has such a passion for taking care of that park, and it's a beautiful thing. Um, there's not many places that you can go and not see trash and not deal with cars 5 feet away from you and deal with noise and what do you deal with in the high peaks? What an airplane driving over, flying over every once in a while. Maybe if you're down near the south end, you might hear some snowmobiles or something once in a while. But other than that, it's such a protected and sacred place. And I'm not a local, I guess, since I didn't grow up inside the park, but it's been a part of my life my entire life. And the older I get, the more I see the beautiful things that happen in that community. And I think that that's my favorite part. And just not only just that hiking community, but the hiking community too is just, I'm so grateful to have met some of the people that I have out there on the trails. Um, some of them have been the most influential people I've ever met. And it's really hard to meet a mean hiker. You know what I mean? Like, we're all in this together. We're all out there for the same purpose. In a nutshell, obviously there's far different reasons for everything, but when it all boils down to it, I think that we all have the same like real reason, and it's just it's a place that has changed my life lately. Once I got into hiking, it's opened up new doors. It's opened up new possibilities in my mind as and not just hiking in my life. It's changed my actual life. The things that you can learn out there as far as, take for example with ultra, and that you're capable of so much more than you think that you are. You can take that and apply it to so many things in life. Like, you want to go get a goal, but you're telling yourself that you can't do it. You want to be this, you want to be that, but you're telling yourself this and that are the reason why you can't do it, when in reality it's just you telling yourself that you can't do it. You can go do it if you really want to. So it's just, hiking has opened up my entire life, and the Adirondacks in particular, just because of the community and how beautiful the park is, and how well it's taken care of, and the people are amazing, and I mean, I don't know how you can't like the place. So it's a pretty special place. I've been out west a few times. Tea times are amazing, that kind of stuff, but there's just nothing like the draw of the Adirondacks to me. It will always be home. I might go live out west for a little while or something. Who knows what'll happen down the road? Those mountains are very cool, but yeah, the Adirondacks are pretty special.
They're definitely a special place, and it's neat to see how people who spend a lot of time here really do grab onto them and claim them, and as if they're their own mountains, and which can sometimes be a negative, but most of the time it's a positive in the sense of they want to make sure that this place is kept as pristine as it is, because it needs to be and it deserves to be. And it's nice when people grab onto that thought process, which is definitely what people who live here do every day.
Yeah, and it's important to take care of those mountains.
Yeah.
You don't see trash for a reason, because it seems that everybody plays their part, and pack it out, pack it in, pack it out. And the people that, I don't want to say are mean about it and don't care, I like to think of them as just being maybe uneducated. We all pick up the mountains, no matter who did the trash,
Mm-hmm.
no matter who did it. Most of us carry bags in our pack to pack out trash, just because we like to take care of the place, and that's an amazing thing, because you don't see that in many parts of the world. So
Now
yeah.
my last question for you, real quick: why do you hike? And this for you, why do you do these ultras? I mean, it's tough on the body. What's the bigger reason?
Well, I hike because I always say to people I like hiking. But and like I've been talking about most of this, it's so much more than that. Because it's just opened up my entire life to so many new things, new ways of thinking, and it's just really broadens my perspective on things, and then I really like the physical aspect of it as well. I've always been an athlete growing up, and then I got out of it, like I mentioned before, and then now getting back into it, and I'm realizing, like, I've still got a little bit of that spark that I had back in the day, and it's just the mental aspect of it is just really cool. What it can do to change you if you let it, and if you really just let it come into you. And yeah, I like hiking, and I like to walk, and that's what I always tell people. So
Totally.
it kind of just works out, and I like that physical challenge of seeing what I'm capable of doing, and I haven't hit that limit yet, and I'm really anxious to see what that really is, if there is one. I mean, obviously, there's got to be one somewhere, right? So I inspire you to get out there and give it a shot, and see what you can do.
Well, I think that's a great place to wrap this up. James, thanks so much for the incredible insight you shared today about what goes into an ultra from both the mental and physical standpoints. Ultra challenges are clearly a great way to test yourself and push beyond your limits to find what you're truly capable of. And if you commit to one, I know you'll be surprised with what you can do when you focus on one foot in front of the other, whether it's hiking or life. Thanks again, James, for sharing his experiences with us today, and thank you to you for listening to the Summit Sessions here on the 46 of 46 podcast. New mountains, new stories, new guests, and new episodes coming soon. Remember to always leave no trace, do the rock walk, and if you carry it in, carry it out. See you on the trails, everybody. Pure ADK is an online community and lifestyle brand that creates Adirondack-inspired apparel and goods. They're all about sharing their adventures and creating quality products that are a reflection of the outdoor lifestyle and activities we love in the Adirondack Mountains. Whether born and raised an Adirondack native or a frequent vacationer, we all have a common bond, those feelings and memories that the Adirondacks evoke in us. As a bonus for listeners of the podcast, they're providing a 15% off discount. When shopping in their online store, use the promo code 46podcast to redeem the offer. PureAdirondacks.com. Check it out. 46podcast. Pure ADK. Exploration Unbound.